Hi everyone, Olivia Keane here from the Canada Marketing Summit, and today I have Rob Toth with us, and Rob is coming from the Philippines. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing very well right now. No complaints. Like I got here a few days ago, so I'm still taking in the novelty of the warmth of the Philippines. So
Yes, it's beautiful out there. And what are you doing there? You're traveling, visiting friends?
yeah, no, sort of. I kind of combine everything into a trip, but it's a kind of research as well. There's a team out here who has a lot of great coding and design development talent, and I'm looking to maybe use some of those guys or their guys, essentially their team, for some of what we're going to be doing with the media company I'm launching in Hungary starting next month. So it's kind of just, it was an ideal opportunity to come down before the Canada Market Summit happens, as you know, in a few weeks, and then really meet the team, meet everyone, meet the owners and so forth in person. At the same time, obviously squeeze in some beach time and so forth to make
Yeah.
use of the really warm weather here, and then see if we can maybe work together with this team here long term. So.
That's so awesome. And Rob, I know you originally last year hosted the Canada Marketing Summit, but can you give us a little background on the summit itself and you, what you'll be speaking on?
Sure, yeah, I kind of mark actually, yeah, absolutely. I was one of the founders and producers and so forth for Canada Market Summit. Back in 2009, we launched it. We looked at the fact that really Vancouver has such a hotbed of talent for across internet businesses and so forth, but it didn't really have internet marketing specific conferences. Really, there was one or two that would pass through, and nothing really major. And so we wanted to establish something. So we kickstarted back then, and then obviously a new ownership came in because I'm making changes. I'm heading to Hungary, so I won't be in Canada. So it makes no sense to host conferences there anymore.
Yeah.
So for a variety of reasons, I sold that off last year. So I'm really excited to work with the new partners and so forth, or sorry, with the new owners, and so that's great. And in terms of where that came about, I guess it was just that need, just that having something in town, a lot of talented speakers as well available that we want to fly up. And in fact, I was actually served a lazy need of mine. I'm not big on traveling unless it's with a purpose, which
Me
actually a
too.
lot of people who know me, they see that I've been to a few different places, so that might be contradictory to the kind of so-called lifestyle. But typically, I always go for a purpose. And so with a conference, all the great conferences that I saw were always across North America, Europe, Asia, or whatever.
Right.
And I didn't want to fly out to all of them, so I figured let's build one that's local and get people to come to us instead of us going to them all the time. And prior to that, I guess maybe as a brief background, I actually got my start in information products, so basically how-to courses and so forth. Created and sold my own, used my team, worked with my team to create even more. Did that for years. That was essentially my entry and parlay into the world of internet marketing and online marketing. That's essentially where I sold my first, sizable numbers and so forth. And that's where the business started developing from. And then later, as I moved into working with some clients as well in the same space, we started marketing info products that were digital or physical, offline services, different solution type businesses, and so forth as well. And so I've actually worked in about 36 different niches, either in some sort of advisory or done for you solution capacity. And it's been a heck of a ride. It's been fun. But yeah, I actually sold that off as well. It's been a lot of transition period. Since 2011, I've been actually selling off and closing off different businesses that I was part
Yes.
of, that I owned or that I had equity in and so forth. And now actually switching to a new direction, to the media company, which will actually tie into what we'll be speaking about. So,
Yeah, amazing. And so you're going to have that media company in Hungary, correct?
right, absolutely. Then
And
we're going to have the headquarters will stay in Hollywood North, so to speak. So here in Vancouver, well, they're not here, but they're in Vancouver.
Vancouver, yeah.
And then we'll have, I think, maybe the operational office, if we can call it that, will be in Budapest, Hungary, and that's essentially the long term. That's a long term home and address for that. And it's just that the company's focus is primarily on web content creation, and content curation. So it's just our own taking a different switching from the 6 or 7 years I've had of really selling products to switching to a model where we're essentially creating content and just maximizing audiences, maximizing engagement. And then from that, obviously the ad revenue model and similar kind of licensing models and all that kind of stuff really plays into that. And that's so switching a new model. So I'm really excited by the new direction, but it's certainly taken a couple years to get the figured out where we're going, get initial things, get a little trial test and numbers coming in, so we have a model that I can work with. Again, I'm still in a phase where I'm looking at who the teams will be, the extended teams who we build locally. So there's a lot of neat pieces to it. So it's actually a really exciting time right now. So.
Very cool. And like you said, you've worked in so many different niches and you've done lots of coaching for, potential clients and whatnot. Do you know what you're going to be talking about specifically at the Canada Marketing Summit?
Absolutely. Flood the internet, which I think is going to be I mean, obviously I'm biased to it. That's why I'm speaking about it. But I think it's a very important, very useful topic for sales and revenue generation for essentially just about any business model I can think of. Obviously, there's going to be a few that doesn't make sense to, but it's not restricted to, let's say, the information product world. It's not restricted to solutions and services. It's a marketing method that creates this. It creates this almost like as if you had flooded the internet within a prospect pool. And I'll explain it all there, of course. But the point is to appear that you're everywhere, and there's multiple different tactics associated with it. It works really well for any kind of product launch or quick brand development or bringing in a ton of leads really quickly. And so I think obviously the audience will love it. It's certainly something that as I've worked with clients in different versions of that, it's produced some great results. So now, from a media company standpoint, there's so much more we can do with it. So I'm happy to share that, and I think it should be good. I think it's something that's pretty much everyone who's attending can probably find they can actually apply that. So I think that's important.
For sure, anyone online, and we are just under 2 weeks away. So to see Rob in action, not in the Philippines, but in Vancouver, come to the Canada Marketing Summit. And you can get your tickets still online at canadamarketingsummit.ca. And I feel like we should end on a good note, Rob, and I feel like you should give us a little tour of what's behind you in the Philippines there.
With the camera?
Sure.
I thought you wanted maybe like a thumbs up. and because I'm like, I don't know, I can smile for you. Well, right now, this is kind of the patio, the mini jungle above my bald head. And so I don't know how you can't see it. There's no beach. Beaches are nearby, but not in a view element. But it's kind of nice. And I was actually, as we started the call, I was mentioning to you that, and I'm glad it hasn't affected the call. But it's interesting because it's all wooded area for quite some distances. There's actual packs of roosters that roam around and just keep making their cuckoo sounds all night long. It's just interesting. You really feel you're waking up. You really feel you're in the middle of the jungle. So it's a heck of an experience.
Does it wake you up in the middle of the night, or are you good to go?
No, honestly, I've always been one for downtown living where you hear cars honking. So I've always enjoyed that. I need that. So I love the noise. It's just interesting. Instead of cars honking, you get a lot of wildlife making
roosters.
Noise.
Good change. Well, thank you so much, Rob, and we look forward to hearing you speak at the Canada Marketing Summit. Get your tickets, and I hope you have an awesome day.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Louis. Take care.
Bye-bye.